Ladies and gentlemen, meet your 2024 European Car of the Year, the Renault Scenic E-Tech 100% full electric. So yes, the Scenic is back, and we are anticipating that this car is going to land in our showrooms very, very soon. In fact, if you haven't been invited already, I believe we're having it on the 21st of March. I'll make sure to put at the bottom here the dates that this car will be in our showrooms in right-hand drive. But I've got a car here, so we'll have a look at the European one to give you a sort of flavour of what to expect coming. In terms of the Scenic name, it's been brought back not as an MPV, but this time as an SUV, sort of keeping in with tradition as to what people want these days. You like this kind of car, so that's what you got. In fact, for Renault, they've sold over 5.3 million, so this will be a continuation of that. It's the production version of what was the Scenic Vision hydrogen concept. But the real takeaway from this is that it's basically Megane Plus. It's got a bit more space, a bit more leg room in the back, but fundamentally it's a very, very similar car. Sits on the same CMF EV platform as before. When we launch the car, we're going to have three trim levels. We're going to have Techno, Esprit, Alpine, and this one here, the Iconic, in a nice flame red. Kind of complements the Car of the Year deco quite nicely there. If you're wondering why does it look so much like a Peugeot, there's a reason for that. Gilles Vidal, who designed this car, was ex-Peugeot. So now you know. In terms of the actual materials used, 24% of the total car is built from recycled materials, and 90% of it, they reckon, will be actually recyclable later on. In terms of the seat fabrics on Techno and Esprit Alpine, they are 100% recycled material in those, and you'll see no chrome anywhere. We've ditched all that, bad for the environment, and actually quite bad for the people who make it as well, so they've got rid of all that. In terms of the battery, as standard, you're going to get the 60 kilowatt hour battery from the Megane, so expect WLTP of around about 250 miles, and that will be available exclusively on Techno. Then you'll have the long range version, which will be an 87 kilowatt hour battery with an estimated 370 miles on a WLTP cycle. So in the real world, expect about 350 in summer and probably about 320 come winter. It's 4.47 meters long, so it actually makes it smaller dimensionally than an Austral. However, it will offer very similar space. They do compete in the same segment, albeit this is the electric and the Austral as the hybrid offering. 220 horsepower, that's an important thing. So yeah, 220 horsepower, same as Megane. In terms of the performance on offer, 160 kilowatt. Expecting customer cars around September, October, but as I said, we are going to get a right-hand drive car in our showrooms probably around March, and then I'm hoping I will probably be able to nab a car a little bit before the customer ones and the demonstrators arrive to be able to do my full walkthrough guide of the car. So if you want to see that video, then you need to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified. And of course, if you like this first look, then make sure you give it a thumbs up as well. Now around at the back, you've got these really cool arrow-shaped lights going to the back. The days of the light bar, I'm afraid they're over. The two-light design is very much back. But what I really like about these is when the car is off, they turn grey like an Aston Martin DB9, so they're really cool. Then in the boot, which has got a powered tailgate on the Iconic and Esprit Alpine models, manual boot on the Techno, you've got a much larger space to work with, and it's not as deep as it is in the Megane as well. So for families, this is going to be a far more usable space. So yeah, so let's check out the inside now. Right, inside, it's very much like a Megane, but that's not a bad thing. Albeit, should I say, European spec Megane, because we are going to get the 12-inch display for the Scenic in the UK when they put the steering wheel on the correct side. So that's good news. Otherwise, inside, very much the same as before. We've got new graphics on the display. so you can cycle through those. They're really cool. The Esprit Alpine trim will be a little bit different, so expect lots of tricolor stitching, blue stitching everywhere, and that will obviously be a bit darker compared to this lighter interior for the Iconic. In terms of the roof, you've got the solar bay on the Iconic as standard, and what's great about solar bay is it's basically, it can turn the roof opaque or transparent at the touch of this switch here, and it's really quite remarkable how that it can literally you can have it as like halfway, so I could like cover up the back seats, or I could bring it all the way over and just completely block out the sun as so. And then if I think, you know what, actually I want a bit of sun, even if the kids don't, then I can do that as well. So I'll put some B-roll footage so you can check that out. But really, the trick stuff is actually in the back of the car. So let's head round there, and I'll show you what that looks like. Right then, back seat. This is where all the magic happens. So you can see straight away, I've got much more leg room than I would have done in the Megane. I'm 5'11" to give you some kind of reference, but otherwise it's going to be again very similar. So you've got 2 USB-C ports in the back there. You've got the electric window switch. Yeah, as I said, very much as before. However, in the center armrest here, big center armrest, I've got this here. So what I could do is I could slide these out, and I can then have like I could put my phone, or you could put a tablet across. So if you've got young kids, this is a game changer for them, you know, to be able to just plonk the phone in and just watch Peppa Pig or Power Rangers or whatever it is young people watch these days. They can do that from there, and then they've got the cup holders, got more space here, couple more USB ports, so if you then need to charge the devices, you can do that from there. And that's a big tabletop surface, and yeah, and you can have this exposed as it were, and then when you're done with them, you can just turn them back in. Voila. So yeah, so that is the Scenic. As I say, very much big Megane, but if you want to find out more about the car, as I said, we're going to do a full walkthrough video, then be sure to subscribe, click the bell icon, and give this video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it, because then it tells the algorithm that you like this stuff, and it will tell other people who like this stuff that this video exists. You can of course also check us out on social media at SMC Renault, and you can also check out our website there. You'll see all the latest deals on this car, because you can now order one. We're expecting customer cars to probably land sometime around the end of the year, so September, October time. And yes, you can find out all the latest deals there, and of course where you can buy one from our sites in Weybridge and Aldershot, and that is SMC Renault. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'm Max, this is SMC Motor Group at the Geneva Motor Show, and I'll see you on the next one.